Boom, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to the exclusive list. If you guys don't know who I am or why you're watching this video, my name is Zach Kravitz. I'm a filmmaker, photographer, and entrepreneur. And this is a very special list to be on. You've probably downloaded my custom LUTs that I offer for free and it placed you on this list. What we do here is every single week, I think of a tip, anything filmmaking, photography related, tips on how to be a better creative, but then also how to turn this into a full-time career, how to get better clients, how to get bigger clients, how to land your dream client, which is what we're going to be talking about today. And hopefully that people that have been on this list for a while can attest to this and write in the comments that this is a good list to be on. So hopefully you'll stick around. The reason why I started this list, the reason why I started coaching, and I've got courses that turn creatives full-time, turn artists into full-time creatives. That's what we do. The reason why I've kind of done this is because for the past 3 years I've been a freelancer and I've had amazing opportunities, and I've been able to work for some of the biggest artists and work for some of the biggest entrepreneurs of all time. I've been able to turn this into a full-time career in a pretty short period of time. And now I want to flip it around and give back and teach you guys how you can do the same. So that's kind of where all of this started for me, and this is why this list was created as well. So before we get into the title of the video, last week I said that I was going to shout one of you guys out, and the way that you would be able to get shouted out is if you share a win with me. And it could be a small win, it could be a big win, doesn't matter as long as it's a win that you are proud of. It literally could be, I completed my to-do list today and I'm stoked about it. That's freaking awesome, because we need to celebrate our wins. When we're freelancers and we work for ourselves, we have to celebrate the wins, no matter how small, how big, doesn't matter, because it keeps us hungry, it keeps us going, and it keeps us wanting to win. And when we celebrate those things, we're teaching our subconscious mind that we want it and we want it to keep happening, and we will become more successful if we continue to do so. So with that being said, we have to have a huge shout out here. I'm gonna butcher his name, I apologize. It's Aviwe, I believe it's Aviwe, that's how you pronounce it, Aviwe. He said, "Hey Zach, my name is Aviwe. I'm a Port Elizabeth, South Africa based photographer. I'm on your list, and I wanted to share with you that on the 3rd of April, one of my photos were published on Vogue Italy." Wow, that is freaking insane. That is freaking insane, man. Huge win. Now, I know that's a big win, and a lot of people are like, wow, like I've never done that before. I've never done that before either. It's okay. Huge shout out to Aviwe. Go check out his work. But I want you guys to know that it can be small wins. And in fact, next week, I want to share a small win that I had and that someone else had, because it's really important. I can't stress that enough. So go check him out. If you would like to get shouted out for next week, all you have to do is share a win with me in my most recent Instagram post. Whatever that is, it changes. Share that win in the comments of my most recent Instagram post, and I will pick one to share for next week, and we'll just continue that routine. So that's awesome. Huge shout out to Aviwe. Go congratulate him on his Instagram. Now, let's get into the actual title of the video. This is a strategy that is kind of a part of a bigger plan in place, but I don't want to take up too much of your time, and we'd be here for a while. And that's also why I offer coaching and my blueprint course, which I can talk about. It's opening up in June, but this strategy alone, even though it's part of a bigger plan, this alone will work. And I've seen it work for myself, and I've seen it work for other creators that have told me that it has worked. But anyways, your dream client, the best way to get your dream client, or any client for that matter, is relationships. And it's the easiest way. And what I mean by that is no one is going to just hire you, right? Especially when you start getting up there to really big names. No one's just gonna be like, oh wow, like that looks cool. That guy looks cool, I'm gonna hire him. Unless you're already really established and have already gotten those big clients. So in that case, then yeah, they might reach out to you. But if you are trying to land your first big dream client, that is not going to happen. So you need to start establishing relationships. I cannot stress that enough. And the first step in order to do that, there's a couple of different ways. We're gonna start with just step one. Step one is to follow them on their social media. If there's someone that you wanna work with, make sure that you are following them on all of their social media platforms or all the ones that you are on. Because sometimes, and this happened to me, someone posted that they were looking for a videographer on Twitter and not on their Instagram. For whatever reason, they posted it on their Twitter. Go figure. If I wasn't following them on their Twitter, I never would have seen them. So it's really important to follow them on as many of their social media profiles as you can. So that's step one. Step two is you want to start engaging with their content. You want to start creating clever comments and liking and even sharing their work on your Instagram. That's very important. Now you're probably thinking, but Zach, like, you know, what if they have 10 million followers and they're not gonna see my stuff, blah, blah, blah. That may be true, but you don't know. And if they were to find you in another way for whatever reason, and they see that you've engaged with their content, like they know who you are, and then they look back and saw, oh wow, they've posted on my stuff for a while now, or if you've shared their work on your Instagram, that will automatically go to their DMs. And then if they DM you, they'll see that you've shared like a bunch of their work. They're probably gonna feel really good, be like, wow, this guy really likes my content. So it's important to share. You don't have to be like crazy about it and like share every single day, but at least comment whenever they post. Create a clever comment that as best as you can stands out from everyone else's comment, okay? So that's step number two, is engage with their content. And that alone, I just had a podcast with a buddy of mine. He was engaging with a brand called Yeti, and he would comment on their profile and stuff like that. And sure enough, a few weeks later, they emailed him and asked him if he wanted to do some photography and video work for them. Another reason he was able to get that client was because a lot of his photography work and his video work are all outdoor brands. And so they probably saw his Instagram and they're like, wow, like this guy's good. So if you are going to be reaching out to brands, make sure that your work reflects the work that they would want to hire you for. So you should always be doing work that you would want to get hired for, if that makes sense. So if you really want to do outdoor brands, you should be posting on your Instagram outdoor brands and like outdoorsy photos and stuff like that, okay? So that's step number two. After you've done the first two steps, step three is to find the people that are close to them. If they have 10 million followers, well then you definitely want to find the people close to them, because the people closer to them are not going to have as many followers. And if you can establish a relationship with people that don't have as many followers but are their best friend, that could be your in. If your dream client doesn't have a ton of followers, you should still be doing this, because you just never know. You could find a way, a relationship, something that you two have in common, where maybe you do work for their best friend or something. You want to do some research here, and you don't want to be fake about it, but you want to have this is strategy. This is how you get into higher places. And so just to give you an example of that, Lewis Howes is really working hard to get The Rock on his podcast. The Rock is very difficult to get a hold of. He's got like 150 million followers or something crazy. So he's not going to respond to, a lot of comments on his Instagram. And so Lewis Howes hired The Rock's manager to be his own manager. Just to give you an example, and that just takes him one step further. It's not because he really likes The Rock's manager in terms of like, oh, like he's the best manager ever. There's a reason why he chose The Rock's manager, is because he's The Rock's manager, and it's just one step closer. And so obviously you guys are not going to be getting your own managers and spending that kind of money to hire a manager, but I'm giving you that example so you can start thinking in that kind of a way. Again, none of this is fake. There's a strategy, but then you might even become friends with the person and actually create a real relationship. A lot of my clients actually turn into friends of mine. I just cannot stress this enough. Those that have better networks are going to just be more successful. It's really that simple, but there's definitely some strategy that comes with that. And so those are the things that we talk about in my Blueprint course, and it's actually coming out in June, and I'm really excited about it. I just want wanted to let you guys know that if you are interested in becoming full-time and turning this into a full-time business, I would love to be of service to you, and I would love to see you in that blueprint course. If you guys are interested and want to be placed on the waiting list for that, or want to find out more information, just comment down below in the comments of this video. I would love to actually see you face to face and be able to coach you and help you through this process of turning this into a full-time career. That is what my Creators Blueprint course is all about, and that's coming out in June. So that is all I wanted to talk about. That is the main strategy that I wanted to talk about. Hopefully that helps and gives you some ideas, but you want to get clever and you want to start establishing those relationships. Cannot stress that enough. So I don't want to take up too much of your time. This was kind of a long video, but hope it helps, and I will see you guys next week. Later.